Chobaja. Don't you have DP there? He didn't do it. This footage looks just a little bit jittery. The short swing blow. He backdashed. Kind of mistimed it, I think. Must have hit some freaky. Oh, that was ambitious, but he fucked it up. That's a place where Dudley's weak. If Dudley's out of range for close roundhouse, or just stand roundhouse. If he's out of range for stand roundhouse, his options are shitty. I would have parried that. He could have come down with a button, maybe. And then pressed super. Whoa, nice throw. I don't think it was a punish. Okay, okay. Stand fierce dash punch. Ugh. Happens to the best of us. I would do regular dash punch. Yeah, I think that was the play. And now he wins if he can land pretty much anything. Oh, is he dead? I think he's dead. Yeah, this is close. Did less than I thought. Oh, yeah. One frame post freeze. Not easy. Okay. Why does this quality look kind of low? Is there anything higher? No. 480, baby. That was nice. Should just get wider during the animation for that. Oh, he could have super confirmed that. Towards medium kick standalone confirm. It's a thing. They stand fierce as a poke. That's good in some matchups. This might be one of them. It doesn't look like it's doing him any favors yet. Huge. With an EXDP, he might have dizzied. Towards fierce. Rare button. Okay, that's a normal anti-air in this matchup. That is too. It's Shinku Hidoken Ryu. That super would have won there. Okay, still a game. Still a game, still a game. Yo, that was it! He got the super deep! He got the super deep towards strong. He actually had Link super there, and it would have been on crouching hit, so the first hit would have been stronger, I think. That's a nice comeback, though. The thing about Ryu's towards strong is it's really fast. It's like 15 frames. But if you want to be able to combo out of it, you have to do it really meaty. And the meatier you do it, effectively it just has more startup, because the active frames become startup frames if it's meaty, basically. Okay. Well, he had a clutch second round there, but Dudley kind of outplayed him in general. Same matchup. Still same supers. Oh, that was nice. Ryu has really fast buttons. Nice! Oh, but he didn't cancel it. DP cancel would have probably dizzied. Dizzy's a big threat right now. Oh. That was nice. Stand strong. Ooh, that was clutch. The ducking super. Ducking super is what Dudley does when he can't land stand roundhouse. You do have enough time to always like low parry Shoto sweep and then walk in stand roundhouse, I think. But the problem is you have to be able to react between like what else it could be, because it's not necessarily a low roundhouse you parried. This is very tricky in a real situation. Wow. No interaction. Ducking gets quite low. Oh, nice. What the fuck was that? EX Tatsu as a poke and it worked? This is a real game. Oh my god, if I was that Dudley player, I'd be so mad. It's one thing to lose, but to lose in a way that's makes you look stupid. I wouldn't be mad at the Ryu, I'd be mad at myself. I'd be like, why did I do that? Why did I let that work? Oh, it was good. He could have supered. He supered there. That was nice. Whiff punish super is really skillful. Did he get it? Yeah. Low short link super 6 hits. Good shit. Stand Fierce. Every Urian on Earth starts the round with a delayed Stand Fierce. It just always works. Stand Fierce has excellent interaction with other buttons. It's got heavy normal priority and decent range, and it's hard to whip punish. Or I can whip punish it with Towards Strong, but it's not easy. That used his whole JP. How did that use his whole JP? Isn't EX... I thought EX Headbutt was 2, right? 1 per hit, I thought. And then Crouch Fierce is 1 plus 3? I mean 1 plus 2? 3 total? He should have been at 5 there. Maybe EX Headbutt has a different number than I thought. It might be a... Might be a JP3 state or something. Good shit, Steph.
Are you ready? Go.
Early jump hard kick. It's like a SF2 strategy almost. Whoa, it missed. Urian's not very good in that scenario though. If he can't get Crouch Fierce, it's tricky. God bless Oro having stand medium kick for all the scenarios. Ooh, nice. Where stand strong doesn't work. On that EXDP, maybe he could have super cancelled? I don't know.
Are you ready? Go.
Yeah, who'd you end up laning? Ground Tatsu. I wonder if that's good versus Dudley, because it might be. 12, unfortunately. Mood. That's kind of how I feel about Oro, who's actually a good character. Every now and then it's just like, damn, if I played like, you know, if I just played Chun-Li.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Good shit. Sam Fierce is a poke. Ooh, that hurts a lot. Anti-air Tatsu? That just loses to buttons. Wow, it's a blue parry. He dropped it though. I feel like there's particular pairs of like low and high tier characters that get played together. You wouldn't see a Remy player play Yun. You would see a Remy player play Chun-Li.
Battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I feel like a Necro player would play Yun. I feel like a Q player might play like Ken. I feel like a Hugo player wouldn't switch off a Hugo. I think they would just stay. I think if you're playing Hugo, you like don't believe in top tiers.
Are you ready? Go.
Yep. Every Sean I've ever met has also been a Ken player. 12 and 0. Wake up Tatsu. He's been doing Tatsu in neutral and it's not really been hurting him. Yeah. He's still blue from the parry.
Final round. Go for it.
Nice, stay roundhouse. Got him? Got him. Good ticks. Ken has a lot of meter. Low port EX Fireball's a decent option. Low risk, decent reward. It's last round, you might as well spend some of it. It was a standing hit. Oh, he went for red parry! Ugh. Nice. No super. He fucked up. Super killed. Bro! Bro! I was just super. YOLO. Okay. He did it.
You win. Now. Prepare
Very funny scramble.
now.
Yeah. Shoulder. You have to be really careful with medium and heavy shoulder because they are reaction parryable. And it's very bad for you if they're parried. And super cancel won't save you. It actually just makes it worse. No. Oh, what? That really whiff punished. Jesus, Ken.
Prepare
Insane.
now.
Oh, he thought I was going to pass over to the other side. Yeah. Okay. Close medium kick shoulder something or other, and he fucked it up. Good shit. Look at all that meter he got. Young's so stupid. Nice whip finish. Ooh, that all hit. That's so cool. The low strong air resets, but the EX up kicks is fast enough that it can hit in time.
Final round.
Or I can technically do that, but you never would. With like his EX uppercut. None of his buttons anti-air all that well without a parry first. And parry kind of breaks your Oniyama charge. Wow, that was deep. Ugh, that was a punish. Yun's burst damage is kind of low. He couldn't have gotten much more than that. This won't kill. It's a lot, though. Oh. It's important to make those decisions quickly. He EX shouldered pretty fast. The more time you give the opponent to think about something like that, the more likely it is they'll have the clutch red parry in that moment. But Ken was still caught off guard. I mean, how often do you have to deal with EX shoulder anyway? Oh, Yun's so stupid. That was excellent conversion. Ugh. Low Fierce just beat the meaty close forward. Oh, that would have killed. He should have picked the lower version. I think it was a whiff punish there. There as well. Maybe just light dash punch, honestly. Oh my god. Oh my god. I appreciate the X shoulder. I think it was an okay play. He just picked the wrong moment.
Now.
That was nice. Super here is, it's maybe, I was going to say it's maybe worth letting Ken drop. That was nice. Just wake up immediate low strong. YOLO. Okay. This is really dire for Ken. He's not lost on the... Okay, now he is.
Final round. Now.
That's so stupid, EXDP getting beaten by Gene. In this game, supers can't trade with like special moves or something. Some nonsense. There's like a priority system in the game. And super hits like beat other kinds of hits. And when Yun has Gene up, all of his moves are considered to be supers. Something like that. Oh, No dash punch? It was intended to be an EX shoulder, I guess. Right? That does combo, right? Low forward EX shoulder. And I presume it does slightly more damage than a dash punch. But he got the regular shoulder.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
High connect, jump, heavy punch will probably about frame even. Oh, deep. Meaty towards fierce. A little sus. Yun got his turn back. Didn't end up getting that much damage. That was nice. Too far away for the link. It's low short. I mean, sin short. There's no combo there or anything like that.
Are you ready? Go.
It was light dash punch. He was predicting, I guess, a dash in or something. It was a cancel that was unlikely to even come out. Okay. That was nice. Oh, Yun grabbed Makoto. What was that? Normal? Jump strong or something? Jump jab? It was like a Makoto normal I never see. Good block. She's dead though.
You win. Now.
Makoto's jump heavies are quite good. Apart from their frame advantage, it's not very good.
Now.
You wish they had more hits done on grounded opponents. But the hitboxes are nice. Oh! Could be worse, he didn't get punished. Good someone else. Oh, the dive kick hit the freaking sweep. Wake up low strong is really whack. I feel like that's like almost never going to be a good idea. Double so strong is okay. It's kind of a nothing normal. Oh, it looked like he threw. But he just got thrown instead of a throw being teched. That was weird. Both of those were potentially super confirms. That one as well. Is he trying to save it? It is possible to get a life lead on Yun and he'll struggle to like make a comeback. That is a thing. Of course, Yun's a top tier. I would always spend the meter. But if you're doing really well against Yun, it's feasible to sit on your bar and try and win without spending any. I wouldn't do that against Chun-Li with 2 bars or something like that, but versus Yun, you know, maybe. Yo. He didn't have any bar, so he couldn't super or anything. Sweep was probably the play, but hindsight's 20/20. Yun's neutral this round have been incredible. His guesses on the mix-ups haven't been great, but that's the only reason it was even close.
Prepare to strike. Now.
That was nice. Meeting Yun midair is a thing. Oh, he got the combo. And he got the Mitagene. Beautiful. Oh, this is dire. Oh, he's dead? Is he dead? Is he dead? I don't think so. Nope. Nice. Good shit. Hit the extended hurt box with a close medium kick and then got the combo on the ground. Ugh. I don't know what Ken committed to. TC probably would have worked there. Should have come out before Yun's cancel came out. That was probably a punish. Whether you can block immediately upon landing depends on how high you were when you get parried. This game has the same like trip guard rules as SF2, where like if you hit a button midair, you have just a little bit more recovery on the ground. It's like 4 frames instead of 1, something. Of course, unlike SF2, you can block immediately when you land. In SF2, you don't have trip guard at all. Even when you empty jump anti-air sweeps, you have like landing recovery. Nice.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh, he threw too soon. Didn't expect a hit or something. Good throw. Good shit. That was a weird hit of shoulder. I wonder if it was super cancelable, because I don't think it hit on its first active frame. This could kill, I think. Yeah, he got it. Oh. I would have went for red parry for the culture there.
You win.
I think any human red parries there, unless they really want to, unless there's something on the line.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Okay. I don't know what's on the line at these events. That was a failed car dash punch. You do quarter circle forward, light kick car, light punch, and it gives you light kick, stand light kick car, dash punch. Dash punch, yep. That's an easy punish on the Shotos.
Are you ready? Go.
He went for shoulder activate. Pretty standard Gene conversions. Couple of errant hits, then the random command grab that works. Close strong. Anti-air parry close strong. I have seen Jans do that. I think it's a decent option for him. RTC. Oh, he was ambitious. Or maybe fearful. He waited after the parry. First frame of heavy DP.
Final round. Now.
As the youth say, fire. Hi. Ooh, the jump out was... Oh. He got a fast shoulder... I mean, a fast palm there. Gane was still active. Oh, it's gonna hit. Ken's overhead's pretty quick, but it's not the speed of like Ryu's or Akuma's. It is reactable, which hurts his mix-up just a little bit. Of course, his overhead is still really good because you can come out of it. Oh, that was nice. Ken would have need to like cancel to super or something to not die there. In fact, the light kick might have hit before super cancel would have happened.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Oh. Nice whiff punish. This Yan is really good. I gotta pay my respects. I can't just act like top tier players are grimy. Oh, well played Yan is still quite great. Is that really a punish? Jesus, must be nice. Block a fireball point blank and just punish it anyway. Super cancel would have been good there. Nice block.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Nice. Oh my god. The Gene mix-ups are scary enough without thinking about how Yan can parry during Gene. And the times to OS a parry are very obvious for the Yan player. And the directions are also obvious because there are only, like, you know, certain buttons that can even challenge Gane for each character.
You win. Now, into the heat of battle. Go for it.
ATC again? He's been doing that. He's been doing round start jump in. Looking for that ATC. It's quite satisfying. Ugh! I've beaten that with regular normals. If Dudley's super can't hit on its first, like, couple frames, he can just be hit. Particularly with lows. And if he does the light super, that's quite easy. Dudley's been reasonably close to me, and I've done, like, meaty low forward or something like that, and he does wake up super, and I'm like, oh shit, and then the low forward just beats him.
Go for it.
That was great. Excellent Stamina House buffer. I thought he dropped his combo. I was like, that's not a ducking upper. I was like, did he miss his input? But then Towards Fierce just killed. Oh, great challenge. You know, Dudley's so strong. I was too hard on it. It's a good button. Nice. Oh, clutch. EX dash punch instead of activate? Was that a mistake or did he want it? I can only imagine that was a mistake. Ducking super would have killed. Now he's dead. Because he didn't do ducking super.
You win.
Oh, it ended. What about this one?
Prepare for battle.
There's a Chun-Li on the screen. Whoa. There we go.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Double DP, he went for it. Didn't get it. Ooh, 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 ooh! She's landed all these hits in a row. That kind of thing can happen with Chun-Li. Sometimes you just overextend and you find out because she hit you 3 times in a row.
Go for it.
Chun-Li's usually looking for very particular things. And if you play around those things a lot, it can surprise you when she looks for other things. Did that make any sense? You have to play in a very particular way versus Chun-Li, and she usually doesn't do it, but she does have counterplay to that very particular way. EX bird kick. Oh, did he get it? Oh, he didn't. Fire Roundhouse Super is not a setup you see very often.
Go for it.
Wow. Chun-Li was like, what if I ate a super at round start? That was a punish? Maybe. Oh, that was nice. I occasionally get that anti-cross-up parry into air button. It turns you around midair. But I don't have anything to do after I land, or I can't do anything there, or it just gets the stamina house, or the jump roundhouse, and that's it.
You win. Now,
There's so many scenarios where I already play them relatively optimally, and then I see some other character with a much more optimal thing than what I can do. Sometimes it's something where I'm not playing it optimally and I can steal it, but oftentimes Oro's very particular about his options. He has amazing options in some spots and terrible options in other spots. He's not like a well-rounded character. Look at the little frog. Oh, failed confirm. I think someone told me you can parry the last hit of Chun-Li's super and then just hold up as Shotos, and you don't need all that. Nice. You don't need the Daigo parry to get a jump in punish. I think that works with Akuma and Ryu. I imagine it works with Ken, but I'm not sure. The thing is, you need a very early jump, neutral jump hard kick, and I think that affects what you can go for when you land. You can keep going there. Ken's meter's a big weapon in this moment. Oh, a couple low shorts, but even with super, even if like 2 low shorts into super right there, he didn't win. There's still a game. Nice. That was nice. Good shit. I love the light kick reset. He actually got almost no hits of the lightning legs at the end there. Good shit. Really good parry. That's another one of those scenarios where if you wanted to hit deep, it also has effectively extra startup, which enabled Ken to actually parry it there.
You win. Battle.
Universal overhead is not particularly fast. It's kind of fast. If it's on its first active frame, it's very hard to react to. But people will typically try and use it so it's hitting on its late frames, and from there it is reactable. I gotta oil this chair. I hate that it makes a lot of noise when I'm moving around on it. Wow. That all hit? Ken just landed like a gazillion hits in a row.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Good shit. I didn't think that was the frame, but it was the frame. Very scary. Dead? Think so.
You win. Now, the battle. Enter the heat of battle. Go for it.
What a whiff punish. But punishing Chun-Li is not easy. Good shit. That kind of poke, Stand Fierce. It's quite a dominant button in neutral. It's important to remember that buttons like that are pretty low reward and occasionally high risk.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Good throw tech. Very scary to take a throw there. Oh, she got the midair hit. Dizzy. Chun-Li players are something else. Bro didn't even know what to do there. Chun-Li often doesn't have to string a combo together. She doesn't dizzy very often. It happens occasionally. Usually after landing 2 supers in the same round. Which usually means that the post-dizzy combo is just something very short and simple that'll kill immediately. And you can see 2 supers by themselves right there is only like 60% of the dizzy bar. Add in a couple heavies and, you know, the opponent's almost just dead. Down towards Fierce. Rare button.
You win. Now. Fighters ready. Engage.
I understand why she doesn't have it, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of goofy how Chun-Li can't like string a short combo together. Like, what are you supposed to do? Just back Fierce into Hadoken, Kikoken? She can do cancels into spinning bird kick. They're okay. Jump around house, down Fierce, medium bird, or something like that. Back Fierce Heavy Bird I think works. It's hard to do. Or is it Stand Strong into Heavy Bird? I don't remember. Chun-Li players rarely have to do this. There you go. There's one. He did it. Crouch Fierce Bird Kick. As you can see, it's not even particularly rewarding. It's a deliberate weakness of Chun-Li. It's important to remember that Chun-Li herself is not a well-rounded character. I just mash really fast. I know that's terrible advice. I mean, it is good advice in the sense that I'm telling you that it's possible and you can get good at it. I get it almost every time. But I literally just do a double quarter circle between the two hits. I don't buffer it at all. It is possible. In a chicken combo, it's possible to buffer it. After the second loop, you do quarter circle forward, neutral, stand strong, or quarter circle forward punches. But if you land like a close strong in neutral, it's possible to get like a walk-in close strong one hit into super activation, and that requires you to do all of the time walking, so you don't have time to buffer. So that one you really do need to just mash really fast. That backdash has been doing work for Ken. After that spinning bird kick. Yeah, unfortunately, it just takes time. For what it's worth, I can't even do it on stick. I also can't do it on hitbox. I can do it like occasionally on hitbox. It's one of the only things where I can only do it on pad, and it's one of the reasons I play pad in the first place. Because I can do most things on any of them. But that particular thing, I need pad for it. But, like, you know, it's learnable on stick. It's just kind of difficult. It's one of Aura's hardest things that you need to be able to do regularly. It's pretty rare someone comes in here and asks for Aura advice. If you land close medium punch raw, you can actually just reaction super cancel it because of the two hits. I used to always do that. Every time I landed close strong, I would buffer the super motion just in case it hit, and then I would do super on reaction. I eventually stopped doing that. I still occasionally do just that, but usually these days if I get a 2-hit close strong, I do a walk in into the 1-hit close strong activation, which is technically speaking more optimal. Gives you extra meter build, I think higher damage, or like the same damage. And it's more reliable. It's just more difficult. Ooh, EX legs. You additionally have to, if you want to get 5 JP for Super 2, if you just do close strong 2 hits into Super 2, you have a 4 JP state, which is a lot less useful. It's much better to get the, wow, to get the 5 hits into the super activation. Good delayed parry. He blocked some of that amusingly. Remember when Crystal Cube was doing the, he was tassing all the card destruction for each character? And as it turns out, Chun-Li can destroy the SUV faster than any other character in the game. Like, pretty comfortably. And it's because of the unusual interaction of Lightning Legs plus that stage. The card doesn't get thrown away. And Lightning Legs, when it's like hitting fully and the opponent's not getting pushed out of it, does a fuck ton of damage. I remember when I did the meterless punishes on a red parry for a Shippu for like the whole cast, and Ken ended up having the highest meterless damage in the game. It depends on your starter, but just Ken's like, you know, stand strong double DP. Ended up out damaging everyone else meterless mid screen. Oof. That was supposed to be a lightning legs on the other side, I think, or stayed heavy kick lightning legs on the other side, perhaps. Nice whip punish. Oh, we don't confirm. Ooh, that's a punish. Still a game. Left forward wins, obviously. Super would have whiff punished that. Hard to see. Yeah, this could go either way at any moment. Okay. That can happen. He was playing so defensive against Chun-Li left forward, and Chun-Li keyed in on that, and then just got some walk-in strongs. I mean, walk-in throws. In order to make yourself safe against Chun-Li super, you have to make yourself weak against Chun-Li so. There's no two ways around it. Wow. Chun-Li dizzy. Good shit. Do you get it? It was crouching opponent. I don't remember if it needs crouching opponent. It might.
You win. Battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Sorry you.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
I stand strong, but he didn't have the meter. Oh, he had the meter there. There too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. The fireball actually lowers the damage of that. So you use a fireball that won't hit. It extends the cancel window, but lowers the damage. Samurai now super does a little bit more, I think.
You win. Battle. Fighters ready. Engage.
Ken's back throw where he rolls along the ground to throw you. I believe in World Warrior, that was the only difference between Ryu and Ken. Ken had a back throw where he rolled with you a little bit, and Ryu didn't. Ryu would just throw you directly behind him. Ken would carry you a bit and then throw you. There was another difference too. It's random, and I don't remember quite the specifics of it. In World Warrior, there's a mechanic where you can have a special hurt box, where if you get hit during that hurt box, you take double damage. And I believe one of the two Shotos, but not the other one, had it during their Dizzy Reel. For like a single frame during the cycle. Oof.
You win. Battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Yeah. The boss characters all had it on their like signature moves. Vega during the Claw Dive or whatever. Balrog during, like, I don't know, Turn Punch. I don't remember. It's quite an interesting idea, actually. Other fighting games have done it, but Street Fighter kind of abandoned it. It's in this game. When 12 transforms back, for example. Takes bonus damage. Ibuki during her little dash takes extra recoil and extra damage. There might be some others. Maybe Gil during his taunt, doesn't he take bonus damage? I don't remember. I might be making that one up. But definitely Ibuki and definitely 12. That's tricky to know when to punish it, because Chun-Li can just keep mashing it. 3 hits is like the unmashed version. Yeah. It's a fun idea.
You win. Now. Are you ready? Go.
Not too long ago, I got a flyer in the mail for Firehouse subs. I've been going there, spending my little coupons. And I gotta tell you, that place is okay. It's not great, it's not bad.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Such is the life of a sandwich place. Yeah. Nice.
Final round. Go for it.
Nice, confirm. You do a late super jump there against a lot of the cast. That was something that I didn't realize for a long time until I tried to play Chun-Li. Like, you know,
You win.
for like videos and stuff.
Now for battle. Fighters ready. Engage.
He wanted close roundhouse, we got far roundhouse. That can happen with Chun-Li. Close roundhouse activation range is very tiny. I was thinking about going to Firehouse now, which is why I brought it up. But presently it's 6:42 a.m. I don't know when they open, but I don't imagine it's before 8. It might not even be until like 9 or 10.
Into the heat of battle. Go
We about to find out. 10. I'll be good and hungry by the time it's open. MC shot, whether deliberate or otherwise. Oh, EX Bird sucks ass. This is the worst reversal in the whole game.
now.
She was in like the early portions of a throw there. Every now and then throws will beat supers. It depends on the super. I don't think you can throw Ken out of Shippu. But it's kind of a funny thing. I've thrown a lot of supers. Okay. Oh, this is still a game. This mix-up is actually, yeah, very deadly. Okay.
You win. Now for battle.
Chun-Li's post-ship Hoyuk-sen mix-up is not crazy, but it's kind of grimy that she has one at all. Like, it feels like something she shouldn't have. Oh, that was ambitious. That too. Great round by Chun-Li.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Yeah. You kind of see the full like spectrum of the player matchup. Wow. That was like a fadeaway spinning bird kick too. Did he partition that? Did he mean to do that? I don't think Staying Strong can be super confirmed on reaction. I think you just have to buffer it, and that was not a safe time to buffer it. That was a punish she could have committed. Oh, that was a failed super. And then Chun-Li jumped back strong or something. It's a nice conversion by the Chun-Li. That thunder kick was horrible though. He just got it on accident trying to super.
Now battle. Are you ready? Go.
Thunder kick is generally really bad in this game. Nice. Oh, it was a punish. Jump away hard kick as an anti-air. Kind of dank. Nice walk under. Ken's cross-up is kind of big. He might have been able to hit her there, but she might have been blocking on the time that it would have hit. Nice. If you go into most sandwich places now, they're like insanely expensive. And it's like, what the fuck, it's a sandwich. It should be one of the cheapest things I can buy. It ends up being that like supermarket sandwiches are like the cheapest places to get a sandwich. Which is kind of weird. You can go to Sprouts and get like a $6 sandwich. That's not bad. Then you go into Subway and you get a sandwich and it's like 15. It's like, why would I ever get a Subway sandwich if I can get a sandwich from a supermarket for half that? What the fuck is Subway doing? It feels like they're trying to sabotage their own company. It feels like the CEO was just got like like he's trying to run it out of business. I mean, I don't know who the CEO is, or it was some kind of deliberate thing. But it feels like they fundamentally do not understand the only things about Subway that like get people to go there in the first place. Generally with fast food, it needs to be cheap and safe. When you go to a Starbucks, you know you're going to pay like, you know, $5 for your coffee, and you know it's going to be exactly the same time as every other time you've ordered an Americano at Starbucks. Same with McDonald's. You can walk into any McDonald's on Earth and say, hey, I'd like a, you know, a McDouble. They'll give you approximately the same thing. Ugh. He did it. I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, you only need the last hit parry and you can still get a jump in punish. Doesn't need to be Daigo. I love when that hits like that.
You win. Prepare to strike. Now.
I'm finally in a position in my life where I can just not even think about money. I have a surplus of income for my expenses. So I can just get whatever food I want, for example. Ooh, got her? Got her. People always used to say that. It's gotten harder and harder because of the world we live in and how fucked that is for, like, the common man. But people always say, you know, by a certain point in your 30s or whatever, money will stop being one of your main concerns. You all have stabilized.
Are you ready? Go.
I'm not using these Firehouse sub coupons because I'm poor. I'm using it as an excuse to go to Firehouse Subs, which is a place I would normally not go to. I've been playing it pretty safe with their menu. I've just been getting chicken sandwiches. I've ordered there twice now. Nice anti-air. Oh, he tried to meet him midair. See, the thing is, Ken won that encounter, but he didn't win. He barely got any damage for it. You see Chun-Li several times there. Anti-air with, like, jump back button. It didn't work any of the time she went for it, but it also had next to no risk tied to it.
Fighters ready. Engage.
That's a big thing that people who are not very good at Third Strike miss. The way that people play in the end game is really different. Because the objective during the end game is, like, do things where they can't result in you losing. Either exploit mix-ups where there's like a gazillion things that could happen, and it's very unlikely that the opponent will get the exact read. Or do things where even if the opponent gets the perfect read, they don't win. For example, a meaty throw, and then the worst thing that can happen is like they take the throw, or maybe they DP you. Meanwhile, if they're wrong, taunt! Surely an accident. That was not a thing. That's not a thing I don't think he meant to do on purpose.
Final round. Go.
Chun-Li's taunt is very bad. It's way too committal. She has no time to do it. She needs to, like, dizzy you to have time to get a taunt off. The effects are quite good, but there's no time to get one up. Ever. So it ends up being one of the worst taunts in the game.
You win. Battle. Prepare to strike. Now.
Not the worst, though. I forget what the worst is. Remy's, I think. I, like, looked at them all once and rated them for, like, a Shoryuken Tube video. I think Remy's ended up being the worst. Remy's, like, increases the dizzy output of your next combo, but it's like a joke because Remy struggles to ever dizzy anyone in any context. And it's also a taunt that takes kind of a long time to do. It's like a very mediocre effect that also stacks badly on the character's natural kit that is difficult to ever get it. Ugh. Higgs Fireball getting stuffed by Chun-Li back fierce. No super. I often look for that low parry into block. In this specific matchup, I often do that. And the Chun-Li player will often do the super cancel anyway and get owned. It's kind of one of the worst things that could happen to Chun-Li.
Are you ready? Go.
Against the really, really strong Chun-Li players, they still don't commit. I noticed that. I was playing Justin. I played Justin Wong in this game several times. And I would go for those low parries in neutral, and I would often get them. Justin never, ever committed to a super on a parried low forward. Bro's reactions were too good. Okay. Aura has a really funny thing you can do in this matchup versus that. Chun-Li has to do a cancel there. Low forward cancel. And the window's long, but it's still a predictable window. And there's a really amusing interaction with Oro's kit. When you low parry, low forward, oftentimes you'll be too far away to get like a cancel because Oro cancels off of close normals. So you can't get like close forward into hit grab or like close strong into stuff because she'll be doing it from mid range. And so the optimal thing for Oro to do is to low parry and then just go for raw hit grab, and that does decent damage and gets the knockdown. And that feels really whack, but one amusing side effect of it that's the reason it's so funny is if Chun-Li does a super, Oro will not have committed yet because of the motion. He's got to do like low parry into a half circle back motion. And while he's doing that motion is Chun-Li's super cancel window. So you just end on the back. If she super cancels, you haven't committed to the button yet. And if she doesn't super cancel, it's like a built-in option select where you don't even need to react to whether she cancels or not. If you just always do low parry and have circle back punch, if she supers, you'll block it, and if she doesn't super, your hit grab will still hit in time. Very goofy. The problem is low forward is so rewarding for Chun-Li because she can raw hit confirm it, and hit grab for Oro is not rewarding at all. And actually getting a low parry on a low forward is not easy. It's not crazy hard, but it's not easy. It's kind of Chun-Li's, like, nice. It's up to Chun-Li as much as you whether you can get the parry or not. Third Strike's a great game. But I have mixed feelings on repeated Ken versus Chun-Li match. Nice defense. Oh, never mind. It was nice defense for a time. I opened up my Wonder Picks, and there is the 2-star Miraidon looking at me. About to get a live Beth reaction if I can get this Miraidon. I have 512 Wonder Pick hourglasses. Miraidon EX, it's purple. Alright, luck be a lady. Screamtail. Alas. My life goes on.
You win. Battle. Are you ready? Go.
No super confirm. He actually could have dead OS'd it too. I think. I think Chun-Li's car throws off of like a far normal. Something like that. I don't remember. It's like back medium kick. Or far medium kick. I don't know Chun-Li's normal super well, weird as it is to say. But she's got like a ginormous car throw, but when you're close, it turns into like a small, but still bigger than her normal throw range car throw. I don't know if that has a dead zone. I think it does. So she can throw you from like really far out, and she can also throw you from outside her normal throw range. There's like a very specific spot where she can stand where she gets like the wrong normal or something. I think. I'm not sure of that. Down towards Roundhouse. That's a free parry. The only thing that stops it from being parried is that Chun-Li players usually don't hit it. So when you do see it, you're often not ready. But I parry it on reaction almost every time.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
He didn't have the meter. Oh, this is brutal. Maybe it's off of her step kick.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I don't think so. The thing is, I think she has several different normals that all increase her throw range. She's got like several good car throws, and one of them is huge. The other ones are just okay. I don't know if this is still in the territory of when car throws were accidental. Ooh. It's interesting that I would be ready to parry a down towards roundhouse from Chun-Li on reaction, but I wouldn't be ready to punish a on-block Kikoken. It's because Oro actually can do something versus down towards roundhouse, but he can't do anything versus on-block Kikoken, I don't think. Unless I'm cornered. Hi. Morning. You'll be more ready to do something if you've got a thing to do. Nice. That was a great down parry. I guess he would have down parried even if Ken cluster up. Nickel punch.
Prepare to strike. Now.
For its speed and range, Neko Punch is honestly one of the best fucking normals in this whole game. But it has no reward. Meanwhile, Chun-Li's low forward, you know, wins the game.
You win. Now.
Chun-Li's face is very cute in her sprite work.
Strike. Now.
It looks fine in the top left there, under her health bar. But it looks great on her battle sprites. The slight downward angulation of her face. The fact that only her eyes are, like, depicted. There's barely any nose, there's barely any mouth. And all the individual frames are so expressive.
Prepare to strike. Now.
The sprite work in this game is great. There's very little played for, like, laughs. It's just kind of generally high quality. If you look at Darkstalker's sprite work, it's really good too. But a lot of the time it's like meme sprite work. It's funny. This game just has the sprites, like, you know, doing what they need to do in order to convey the action, and that's it.
Final round. Now.
Yeah, the way that she's angled her hand. It's a little funny. I found Aura's crouching and standing jab to be really funny because it's actually really hard to physically do. Aura just kind of puts his hand out at you, and it looks kind of unassuming if you just look at it for a second. But the thing is, he puts his hand straight out so that the pinky side of his hand is facing directly towards the opponent, and the hand is completely vertical. And if you try and do that, it's actually a really hard pose to do.
Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
He's got a completely straight arm, straight elbow. The hand is just pointing upward. I think probably it's just the angulation is a little... There's a little bit of liberty to it. Like, probably the palm is supposed to be facing more towards the opponent. But to show the open palm in this sprite work, they kind of turn the palm towards us. Double DP? It was a lot of fun looking at Aura's animations in SF5 when they chucked them in that game. I was thinking about SF5 the other day. I looked back at my fighter profile and I had like 8,000 matches in Battle Lobby. I was like, damn, I really played this, huh? I put my time and effort into that game. I liked it a lot. I feel like everyone wanted me to dislike it too, which I found kind of frustrating. Like I wasn't playing by the script, by enjoying the game. Baff, you say you like SF5, but is it possible that you actually don't like it? And you're just wrong? I don't know, Baff, it sounds like you don't like it to me. There was stuff I didn't like about it. I think I like 5 more than I like 6, even though I kind of acknowledge that 6 is a generally better game. But I think it's less 5 versus 6 and more me. As I get older, I want to play the games I'm comfortable in. And I'm less comfortable in 6 than I am in 4 and 5. And 3, of course. These days, when I get the inkling to play Street Fighter, I almost always want to play 3. So I still play a lot of Street Fighter, but it's almost always 3. Well. That killed. It's kind of ugly. I wish we had more time with Championship Edition. I thought the game was really cool by the end. Unfortunately, the way they added mechanics like partway through SF5 several times kind of makes it feel like we only got the full versions of the characters for like the last year the game was out. SF5 felt like a work in progress for almost the whole time it was around. I don't really feel that for SF4 for some reason. I do. Ultra did get a lot of play in that last little year. Last 2 years. But I don't hate watching A 2012 or whatever. The game has kind of felt complete even since AE. The mechanics added to Ultra don't change a whole lot. Whoa, anti-air back strong. Jump medium kick might have been the way there. He did jump roundhouse after the air parry. But jump medium kick might have hit and he would have been able to super on landing maybe. Hindsight. Anyway, the reason I was thinking about SF3 was because of my friend who I found out was a Smurf. I was telling someone about that. Whole thing was so awkward for me. It's quite funny, retrospectively. He probably would not appreciate it if I told the story, even if I didn't identify him. There was, like, on the Street Fighter subreddit, there was a guy who, got beat up in casual by a player. He got absolutely blown back in casual. Blown off the board. And he looked at the guy's profile, and the guy was like a super silver and only played casual, and he had like 100 games in ranked and like a pretty high win rate, like 80-90% or something like that. And then he had like 2,000 games in casual or something. And he had like a 90.5% win rate in casual. Because casual, if you don't know, casual still sorts players by rank, but it doesn't affect your points. So you play, if you're a silver rank, you still face the other silver rank players in casual mode. But if you win, you don't go up to like, gold or whatever, and if you lose, you don't go down to bronze. So this player who beat up this random person on the Street Fighter subreddit had like was playing. He was really low rank, way below his actual skill level, and he would just hop on casual and like beat up people who didn't even know what they were doing. He was like playing at the equivalent of a diamond probably, and then just fighting beginners. Anyway, this all happened, and I showed my friend, and I was like, "Can you believe this?" This is like when the concept of a Smurf was fairly new to me. Smurfing has been a thing in all online games, but I feel like in fighting games, I don't know. Ranked in fighting games is a more recent thing. Oh, he threw. But Ken was still midair. Neko Punch! Will the fireball fully whiff? Yes. Anyway, I showed my friend, and he was like, "This could be me." And I was like, "Huh?" And then I looked at his profile, and he's like a gold. He played the game for like the whole lifespan, for like, 5-6 years or whatever it was. And he only got to gold. He had less than 100 ranked matches. And then he had like 2,500 like casual matches. And he had an 89.5 win rate in casual matches. And I was like, shit. And I asked my friend, I'm like, why don't you just play ranked? Like, if you want to beat up a dummy, you could just open training mode. You don't need to abuse these poor little silvers. And the reaction ended up being really funny. His instant reply was, "I don't have the time to invest in this game that you do." I was like, "Sorry, man, I got a full-time job. I can't I don't have the time to like learn the game, unlike you," kind of thing. That's what he said. Okay. Now this is the punchline of the whole story. Is he had more casual matches than I had ranked and casual combined. his instant, I don't have the time to invest in this game that you do. And then he had more total games than me.
You win. Prepare to strike. Now.
Anyway, unfortunately the story has, well, you could call it a happy ending or you could call it a sad ending. It's kind of both. From that interaction, I don't think I did any, I think I kind of left it at that. I might have pointed out to him that he had more total games than me. I think I did. I don't remember. Or maybe I kept that to myself. I honestly don't remember. But I basically shamed him out of playing the game entirely without meaning to. My takeaway was, hey, you should probably play ranked a little bit. But what he actually did was just stop playing the game at all. Yeah, no doubt. He's that kind of guy. You know the ones. Anxious ones. He's a great guy. I feel like I've told this story that kind of paints him in a bad light. But I would dive in front of a bullet for this guy. Yeah, it's like a happy ending for everyone else. A sad ending for me and him. Ooh. Yeah, in Street Fighter 6, you know, I don't know how the casual match works from like the main menu or whatever. But, you know, when you hop into the battle lounge and you just play a random person, it's just any skill level, which I like a lot. That's how it is in arcades. You don't know a thing about it, the opponent. You just go in there and you just try and win. No. There's something really fun about just being placed against a completely random opponent. Unfortunately, it's very easy in fighting games to because the player skill is so bottom loaded. It's very easy once you're better than like once you're even like once you're even pretty good, you're better than like 98% of players. Just because there's so many like, you know, like irons, bronzes. If you're able to get into diamond or platinum at all, you start kind of killing it versus random opponents. So that mode becomes less fun. It's still exciting because you don't know what you're going to face. But it's less exciting when it turns out that 90% of the time they suck. There's no shame in being an iron. I think it becomes much more fun to watch high-level footage if you have some understanding of how the game feels to play. So even if you just play enough to, like, get to a level where you understand how crazy the pros are playing, is very satisfying, I think. If you're some little baby who's just like, I want to learn Jury, and you play a little bit of Jury, and you get to like Iron 3 or something, and you're like, Jury's really hard. And then you're watching fucking, you know, tournament footage, and Just a Kid comes on. It's so exciting. He's just doing shit you never would have thought of.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Ugh. I feel like it'll never be as good unless you've made that attempt yourself. Nice. Proximity OS. I would have done meaty Fireball Super Yellow.
You win.
I think they do that occasionally, right? Well. Oh, this one's quiet.
Prepare for battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Jump back strong, immediately gets owned. This is a different tournament on a different day. So we're going to have different players. I have not yet played Ingrid. I know she's out. She looks cute. I like her little Labubu. That thing has a really funny face.
Prepare to strike.
I need a plush of Ingrid's Labubu. Surely such a thing must exist already. What are they called? What are they? Apparently it's a monoid, whatever that is. Oh, it's so cute. Oh yeah, monoid. I love this dumb little thing.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Wow. He went for the juggle. He hit some of it. Dizzy's on the board. Watch out. Jesus. Bro just ate like 3 roundhouses in a row. I was so sure Necro was about to flatten him.
Are you ready? Go.
And then the Necro did his best to lose. Ooh. Red parry, but couldn't get anything. This should be... Wow, the jump was very, very ambitious, and it worked. Insane play. Blanca-chan was such a good attempt to reinvent Blanca. Nice.
You win. Battle. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
There were a lot of good Geef players. I'm not fully up to date on Combo Breaker. I've only watched the first 2 days. But I was watching Riddle play Geef and also Kabayan. And they were killing it. I played a lot of Street Fighter titles at this point, and I can tell you that it's impossible for the Street Fighter devs to add a DLC character with an even matchup against Zangief. It's kind of funny because people were acting like remember when they made Zangief's hurtbox a lot bigger? People were acting like he was dead in the water. But I kind of predicted it wouldn't change all that much. I thought it'd make him worse, but it wouldn't make him much worse. I have mixed feelings about Geef in SF6. I kind of feel like he's fine, but he's the most counterpickable character in the game. But most people don't play. Wow, most people don't play the characters who beat him. Like, oh yeah, you lose to Dalsim. No one has a sub Dalsim. He loses to or to Lily, and that actually is a problem. Because you can just fake Lily and hit medium punch even if you don't know what you're doing, and you'll do decently against Sigif. JP's annoying. That's a bad matchup. That one actually matters. Geef unfortunately has some of the worst matchups in the game. Like, his overall matchup spread is okay. But I would say that like probably like 4 of the 5 worst matchups in the game have Geef as one of the 2 characters. Ooh, special back throw. He did the whiff throw thing. There's some weird mechanic there, but that I don't understand. I was watching Fudo at Combo Breaker, and it was very beautiful. I have not yet watched the end yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if he wins the whole thing. Oh, the double dash. That was beautiful, and what a combo, too. The double lower house into short swing blow. That was really nice. I think Fudo is like a top, like, probably like a, I was going to say top 10, but that's too much. I think Fudo is top, like, 50 in the world at neutral. At the abstract concept of neutral in Street Fighter. I think it seems like a great character for him. I don't know if it would be my personal pick for him. But Ed is a character that can beat you in neutral, and Fudo is a person that can beat you in neutral. I would always give him a neutral-oriented character. Cool. That didn't combo. Necro is very weak here. Okay. Necro's a lot worse at challenging the dive kicks midair than other characters. That's like a quiet thing that sucks about this matchup. TC whiffed. Nice. Rarely do you see the up kick ender there. Almost always it's like a dash punch. Red parry. No red parry on the light spinning hook though. No. Yeah, pretty much. Yun's like still like a high tier character when Gene's not up. And then Gene's up all the freaking time. Electricity for the meterless kill. He could have done anything. Back medium kick into medium spinning hook also killed. EX dash punch, rare. This is quite awful. Okay, still winnable. Back throw there would have gone hard. I don't know if it would have worked. It would have put Yun in the corner. It would have given him like 70% dizzy. I was thinking that a drill fake into back throw would have been what I would have done. Might have worked. Yeah, not only is he building Gene, but he's also just small. It's hard to stop him from building Gene, is really the worst part. Necrospect, that's just kind of big. Ooh, he was right, too, and it still didn't work at all. He got the clutch slow parry, and then he did back medium kick that just still lost.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Yun has 2 other good supers. He would still be a high tier character. Chun-Li would also be a high tier character. She would take a big hit, though. She would be worse than Yun.
Alright, that's cool. Final round. Engage.
Ken would be a little bit worse. His Super 3 is a lot better than his other 2 supers, don't get me wrong. But Ken, like, is not actually all that reliant on his supers for being a good character. He got the super jump cancel super, but then he fucked up the combo. Yeah. Dudley's supers are not particularly broken. I think he could keep them.
Are you ready?
It's Dudley's, the rest of Dudley's kit that's nasty. Ooh, funny hit. Oh my god. Neko's just getting thrown around the whole freaking screen. He's dead.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Okay. That was a great back throw. Oh, super would have gone so hard there. Okay, super goes hard here. This is actually great for Necro now. Good throw tech. It's over. That back pierce was nice. Caught him jumping out of the corner.
Now.
Ooh! Oh, what a whiff punish. Wow, that actually crossed up. Okay, this kills. Just straight up. This kills, I think. Heavy spin hook. Back medium kick. It wasn't enough. I thought that would kill him. This is still a game. Okay.
You win.
We need a character that's not Yun.
Battle.
Damn it.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Uh-oh. Mitogene. A little reset for no particular reason. Build a little bit more meter at the end of the super. Technically is the reason. Oh my god, make it stop. Oh my god. Necro's playing extremely risky. Just trying to look for like an errant parry or something to get himself back on the board. Didn't work at all. Okay, could have been worse. Oh, this is good. This is getting a lot better. Oh. That dizzied. That was just enough to dizzy. He had time to taunt there and he didn't. Alright, Necro's fully out of beater, but getting a winning round is good. 3SX, the PC port? No, I didn't even know that was a thing. I love that we're doing this now. If this game gets fully decompiled, Does that open the door for mods? I've heard the particular way this game was programmed makes mods very hard to add. But I heard that long ago. Technology has advanced a lot. Ooh. Good shit. Yeah, I've seen the palette mods, but that's like the easiest one to do.
Are you ready? Go.
They gotta put Vega in this game. I feel like Vega and the Third Strike engine would be a lot of fun. I want Monot. I want Monot in the Third Strike engine. That would be dank. I don't think they can do the VT1, but maybe they can do the VT2. Aww.
Go for it.
Monot's tough. It was Monot Geef? Or what? Memory serves, that matchup is ass. You could like win it with like low strong and stand fierce. And down fierce. BT2 Abby. That matchup is still ass, right? I think so. It's probably better. Low test.
Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
I remember in one of the very early BAF Cups, after Abby dropped, I like came very close to winning. And then I got beaten by Kendall in Grand Finals, who hit me with the Abby command grab combo that does 80% of your life. EX command grab into double charge back fierce. Soccer Abigail is actually winning for Sakura, believe it or not. It's a good matchup. It's one of Sakura's strongest matchups. Sakura generally has pretty even matchups, but that one is actually a good one. Ooh.
Final round. Engage.
It's a shame that every Jamie I ever see just gets one drink and is done with it, or like two. I can't remember the last time I saw someone land a Jamie command grab in a tournament. But I only see like one Jamie per tournament. At the end of the day, it's still a command grab and still carries the risks of a command grab. Nice.
You win.
But there's a certain something into landing Jamie's command grab into a second Jamie's command grab.
Now.
A certain je ne sais quoi, as the French say. I had a really funny interaction with my friend once where he asked me what je ne sais quoi meant, and I replied, I don't know. And he replied, I'll go look it up. That was the interaction. A feeling so complicated. Could that be a Duang reference?
Are you ready?
It literally means I know not what, or something like that.
All right.
I not know what.
Final round. Now.
It means you don't know how to phrase it, that's it, it's the start and finish. It has something I can't put into words. Oh, low fierce beat Necro far strong. What's that priority? Dizzy. Death. Electricity, 4 hits kills. Ugh! You hate to see it.
You win. Now. Fighters ready. Engage.
I learned a funny phrase in Esperanto today. The phrase is homia dio, which you could probably just guess what it means, like many sentences in Esperanto. Homia dio.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
My homie dio. Get out of that corner, baby. That was a really bad on block universal overhead. I don't think that was a punish, but it might have been. When you get like that high connect universal overhead, it is often minus enough to be punishable. When's the last time I streamed? I probably haven't described that story in my hospital just recently. I had a really brutal one. It didn't like shake me or anything. I'm still, you know, still me. But I saw something quite grim. That back strong could have been cancelled to super. And he would have won. Now he's got to play. Okay. It was the, like, third x-ray of my shift.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I was in the ER. And I got called for a stat x-ray with no order in place yet. Which is usually a really bad sign. Especially in the ER. Normally they just put in the order and I show up. But if they call me, that means they need me right away. And if there's no order placed yet and they're calling me, that means they have time to call me but don't have time to put in an order. Which means that it's not the nurse calling me, it's someone else. Well, sometimes it's the nurse calling me. It means that everyone is very busy all at once, which usually means a big emergency. I got to the room, and the patient was lying on the bed, and I didn't get a super great look at her. And there's no order, so I knew nothing about her. I was just going to shoot it as an emergency, and that was going to be that. But she coded about 10 seconds after I got into the room. And I was like, okay, shit. I got to get out of here as fast as possible. So I, like, close up my machine, and I'm driving it backwards out of the room. And the doctor fucking basically climbs over the x-ray tube in order to get into the room. Like, if she waited, like, you know, 5 extra seconds, I wouldn't have even been in the way. But she did not wait that 5 extra seconds. She was like, out of my way. Scrambles over the machine like it's a fucking obstacle course. When there's a code blue, within the minute, there's like 15 people in the room. Everyone sprints over. Everyone has tasks. So I waited outside. Eventually they're going to need me. I'm on call for an emergency x-ray. My coworkers are doing the other x-rays in the department, so, you know, it's no big deal. That was still a punish. Nasty. Ken's so stupid. Anyway, not too long after that, they started doing chest compressions, which is a very bad sign. The patient had a pulse, but it was a very weak pulse, and they weren't breathing. So they started doing chest compressions. And there was a family member outside. And I was like... She was, like, crying. And, like, being really... Like, what's the word? I don't want to, like, sound like I'm bad-mouthing her. She was very extra. But I understand why someone would be extra in a scenario like that. But it was just like she was really like loud and like sobbing and like yelling into the room like, you know, you can do this, you can pull through this. Stuff like that. Like really like a big show of it kind of thing. I don't think she was doing it for show. I think she was just like, you know, traumatized. And she was trying to look into the room, and you can barely see into the room anyway because yeah, all the people in there. But I'm like staying in her way. I'm like, you don't want to look in there. Just straight up, like, you don't want to look in there. And I kind of told her that. I didn't say it like this, but, like, I kind of said it like this. I was like, life-saving measures aren't pretty. You don't want to see them. I didn't want her, like, you know, I don't know how it was going to go, but once chest compressions are introduced into the equation, it's grim, okay? It's, like, pretty low odds the patient's going to survive. And I didn't want this woman's, like, last memory of, like, her relative to be, like, watching her get thrown around the fucking room by, like, 10 different people. I was like, just, like, you know, they're doing their job. She's where she needs to be. Everyone in there is, like, highly trained. Like, they're doing what they can. I love that super. And I, like, there was nothing to say or do to her, you know, I couldn't, there's nothing I could, I, like, asked her, like, you know, like, if she needed anything. It wasn't me, but someone got her a chair. I got her, like, a cup of water. I showed her where the bathroom was when she asked about that. They did chest compressions longer than I've ever seen them do it. Like, they were really going at it. Like, normally they kind of do it for, like, 10 or 15 minutes and they give up. But this time they did it for about 45 or 50. Like, they were really, really, like, doing a lot of life-saving measures. I was like, huh. Either autistic or traumatized? Me? Or him? It was traumatizing. It was very grim. I was watching someone, like, you know, screaming. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? It was terrible. Now I'm being called autistic for watching someone watch their loved one die. Sorry, bro. I mean, I was trying to be impersonal, but like, you know, if I was being personal, I would have been sobbing too. And that lady didn't need that. There's nothing you can say. That's the straight up of it. Like, I personally watched my dad pass away. And I couldn't even say that, you know? Even that would minimize what she was going through in that moment. I didn't actually see the moment of. I saw the week leading up to. I'm very glad I didn't see the moment of. I would have preferred not to see the week leading up to. I hate that that was my last memories of my dad, if I'm being honest. Because what's the word? He got so much worse so rapidly. Normally that gets a hit there. It's kind of sad that it didn't. It's really cool. Deteriorated, sure, yeah. My dad exhausted all his options. Anyway, if I tell a woman whose, like, kid is potentially dying or whatever their relationship was, oh, I watched someone die once, it was terrible, I'm here for you. Like, that's not what they want to hear, because it makes it sound like, you know, their kid is going to die. The only thing you can say to someone like that is, like, everyone is doing their best. You can't even say it's up to God now or something like that, in case they're not religious. Yes. To cut a long story short, the patient did die. After about 50 minutes. And also the whole family was there. It wasn't just the mom. It ended up being the mom, by the way. I didn't know the relationship for the whole time I was with them. But it ended up being the mother that was standing outside the room. There are a lot of parts of this story that make it even worse after the fact. There was about 10 people there. The 10 people kept trying to go into the room mid-life-saving measures. Or like standing just outside it screaming into the room. Or like when the doctor came in to say like you should prep yourself for some bad news because this probably isn't going to go well. Like the family members were just collapsing onto their knees in the middle of the hallway of the ER. It was like a very ugly scenario all around. But also it was so much worse for everyone, like all the hospital workers. Like no, you know, like no, I understand what the family was going through there. I mean, I don't. But you know, it would have been. How do I put this? It was bad that they were just outside, like, you know, during all this. It would have been better if they were elsewhere for it. Anyway, you know, all the people doing chest compressions were kind of like... The whole mood was grim as hell after they called time of death. And I kind of just, you know, I didn't... they weren't going to need an x-ray, so I just kind of went on my way. They gave the family, like, time to go into the room and, like, you know, make their peace. There was a boyfriend there, too, and I felt so bad for him. I felt bad for the whole family. But the boyfriend was, like, the only one who wasn't making a ruckus. Every other family member was going crazy, like, screaming and crying and yelling and all this. And the boyfriend was just looking sad. Just had his head down. He's just like, didn't say anything. He was crying. Didn't say anything. He was the only one that didn't get shooed away. Everyone else, like the hospital workers were like trying to, like, you know, like this, you know, it's terrible, I agree, but like get out of here kind of thing. Like, you know, please wait in this waiting room while we sort this out kind of thing. And the boyfriend was just like, just left there. Just quietly suffering. Oh, So here's what makes the story especially terrible, because it's about to get worse. The patient was 20 fucking 3. A kid. Little baby. Fresh adult, already dead. Which is probably why they were doing life-saving measures for as long as they did. Because normally, you know, they call it pretty quick. They did it like 3 times longer as they normally do. And retrospectively, they were obviously doing it that long because it was a kid, 23-year-old. And not only that, kid had a history of asthma, and then was just found at home. I looked at the I can't lie. I did a little bit of snooping. I looked at the patient history of the reason for the check-in for the ER in the patient's chart, and glanced at it. And patient had a history of asthma and like was just found alone at home, like on the ground by the family members, and then brought in by an ambulance. Love that combo. And this is where the story gets really sad, you know. Is the mom... The patient was unconscious almost immediately after getting to the ER, or like coming in and out of consciousness. And the mom refused for her to get intubated for the first like 2 hours that she was there. The mom was like, oh, she's had these attacks before, like just give her, like, I forget the drug. She like had a drug in specific, Hydrox or something like that. She's like, just give her Hydrox, she responds really well to that. And the doctor repeatedly, for 2 hours, the doctor was like, your patient, like, this, she's in a lot of danger, and if she doesn't get intubated soon, like, this is going to put a lot of, this could kill her, kind of thing. And the mom was like, no, like, she doesn't need to be intubated, she needs this drug. And she was given the drug. We had the drug, and she was given it. Yes, relatives can decide that for the patient.
Are you ready? Go.
I don't quite know the rules for that. I think there's an implicit trust that the family member knows what's best for the patient. It's like, oh, you know, the patient... Usually, I think doctors... oftentimes that's right, I think, when like a family member's like, oh, they responded well to that drug. Doctors are like, okay, I'll do the drug. I think that's actually something they teach you in like med school. It's like, you know, you can use like existing patient history or like advice from family members, and it's often good. We live in a society currently, I don't want to put on my Joker mask, my Joker face paint, but we live in a society where people think they're smarter than doctors nowadays. It's not all people, but it's a lot of them. Anyway, one of my coworkers actually said that to me after the fact. She didn't tell me during the time. All the coworkers were like, kind of like, they kind of knew I went through it. Everyone was like really like soft with me when I got back. It's like, damn, like, you know, what happened kind of thing. But then like, you know, are you okay kind of thing. Because I witnessed that, and they were all just doing their jobs. They needed someone standing there like ready to shoot the X-ray, but the X-ray ended up not being necessary. But it would have been one of us, and it ended up being me. And it's a hard thing to watch. But one of my coworkers didn't want to tell me at the time, but then like a week later told me that one of the transport team, who were the ones performing the chest compressions, one of the transport team leaned over to her and said, like, yeah, the patient's mother is refusing intubation and the patient's going to die. Said something like that privately to my coworker. The patient was eventually intubated, for what it's worth. And I was called to shoot the X-ray for the intubation. The tube, the ET tube, has to go to a specific part. It's like 3.5 centimeters above the carina or something like that. And they verify its placement with X-ray imaging, with a chest X-ray. So that's me. I check the placement of ET tubes. It's one of the most important X-rays I do in terms of like emergency. We place an ET tube. We need to know it's in the right spot so we can start like the patient's getting air. Intubation is when they put a tube. It's called an endotracheal tube. They put it in your windpipe. And oh, that's the wrong version of the super for the range. Oh my god. It allows the patient to breathe, basically, even if the heart's not beating. They have like a little ball that they can squeeze outside of the patient, and it cycles the air through the lungs, even if the heart's not beating. And then they can just do it by squeezing it when it's initially placed, and then they can hook that up to a machine, and the machine does the pumping automatically. So an ET tube allows you to breathe even if, like, during cardiac arrest. Something like that. The brain needs a very continuous supply of air. It's not as easy as holding your breath kind of thing. It's not like, it's like, oh, I can hold my breath for like 5 minutes or something like that. Like when you're holding your breath, the blood is still cycling through your brain and it's still getting some air. But like that's why you can hold your breath for like several minutes. But if you're like in a extreme gravity situation, like a jet doing flips or something like that, you'll just knock out in like seconds. It's because then the air is not going to your brain. Oh, it's quiet. If your brain stops getting enough air, you basically just like lose consciousness almost immediately. Yes, you did miss the pocket games. Anyway, even a few minutes without your blood pumping will like do irreparable damage, even if it doesn't kill you. Yeah, no, you're good. It's funny because during the pocket games today, I was playing the Swords of Justice, and that deck is fun as hell. It feels okay. The current meta set with them is you ditch Iron Leaves entirely. You do 2 Iron Valiant, 2 Iron Boulder, 2 Iron Crown, no other mons, and then Peculiar Plaza. Fighting didn't change. Karadan's there, but it's not really good. Garganical is not very good. Great Tusk is okay. Anyway, obviously they didn't say it near the patient, but the transport team just outright saying this patient's gonna die because the mom is standing in the way of treatment. And then that mom was the one who was like, I was feeling so bad for her the whole time. Nice parry sequence. That they were doing the life-saving measures. And then finding out like a week later, it's like, yeah, actually, the mother might have been the reason that the patient passed away in the first place. You really need someone like that to have your back. And the mother disregarded the doctor's advice and delayed care for the patient. She probably didn't realize how serious it was, and I don't blame her because, like, at 23, you're invincible. You're not supposed to just die at 23. Yes. You actually do, straight up. Maybe there are some people where it'll take longer than others, but you do get extremely desensitized, not only to death, but also suffering. It's one of the worst parts about working in a hospital, actually. It's like you don't want to get desensitized to other people's suffering. That's bad. But it happens to you. If you're exposed to it a lot, it just happens. I mean, it's good in a way because it allows you to kind of provide better care in stressful scenarios. You can kind of operate with your full faculties in times of duress when you're desensitized. Nice. All that, and he wasn't even unsafe. Oh, actually, that probably was a punish. The thing is, when someone says a story like that, it'll, like, never be that bad again. Like, obviously it'll be worse if it's, like, someone even closer to you, I guess. But, like, it's, like, the first time of the early times where it's that bad. That's the whole idea of it being desensitized. It's kind of reshaped my entire opinion on, like, life. I don't see death that often. Probably once a month. It's like a lot compared to the general population. But there are hospital jobs that see it a lot more often than I do. We actually had twins in the NICU not so long ago, a couple months ago, and one of them didn't make it. Both of them were born premature. The other one is fine. Made it, became healthier, went home with parents, presumably doing okay to this day. But one of my coworkers asked me a very grim question. Or I forget who asked who, but it did come up between us. It was like, you know, if that happened to you, would you tell the kid? It's like, oh yeah, you had a twin, but like, you know, they died when they were like 3 days old. Or would you just like let them think that they were an only child? Yeah. Perhaps I should have said, when do you tell the kid? Because I wouldn't tell like a 4-year-old. But do you wait until you're on your deathbed, or just never tell them at all? Or do you tell them when they're like, you know, 13 or 18 or something? By the way, you had a twin. One of my coworkers had 3 miscarriages and then a premature baby, and she's pretty open about it. She like just tells you without prompting. Her baby's doing great. Miscarriages are way more common than most people would guess. I've heard it's like one quarter of all pregnancies end in miscarriage. The thing is, people never talk about it, so there's this, like, people don't realize how common it is. I'm very grateful to that particular coworker because she's the reason I got hired. She took a giant leave of absence due to a complicated pregnancy, and I got hired to fill her position. And now she's back, and now we both work together. She's great. She's like my favorite coworker. Real. She was out for like a year. People used to talk about her. Like, I'd never met her. They were just like, oh, you're the person who's filling so-and-so's position. I was like, yeah. And they would always talk about her like she was like the saintest saint to ever live. They're like, oh, I can't wait for you to meet her. She's so great, kind of thing. And then I finally met her, and she really is so great. And I was like, I get it now. I get why everyone used to always say that. Hi. I've noticed it's the quality of the person depends on the shift. There's people on 24 hours in a hospital. And I can tell you that all of the morning people are like surly and grumpy and serious. And all of the afternoon people are like calm and chill. And funny. And then the graveyard people are like... It's kind of the most varied. But they're the most like... I don't know. They're the most misanthropic. They kind of all play by their own rules. They're not super concerned with like the, you know, the way that people do things in the mornings and the afternoons. They have very little supervision. For the record, I do three afternoons in a grave every week. The grave shifts are really chill. From about 3 a.m. onward, people stop coming in. So it gets to be real, like, easy. There's only 2 of us, but like there will still be hours where we don't do anything. Because overnight, there's no surgery unless it's emergency surgery. There's no inpatient stuff because they do it when the patients are awake. There's no outpatient stuff because the hospital's not open to outpatients other than the emergency room. Like there's nothing going on. There's no fluoro, there's no surgery. It's just the ER. And then like just because everyone's asleep, no one's coming into the ER. So we'll just get like some random like car accident or something every now and then, or like someone had a fall at home. Or someone woke up because their heart was pounding or something like that. Do a couple x-rays and that'll be it. I once had a fight between 2 neighbors where both the neighbors were taken to the same ER. And I heard the same story from both people. They were in very separate rooms. I don't think either one knew the other one was there. But I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, imagine if they saw each other. Start throwing hands again. I was thinking about that recently because there was a car accident where the two people both came in who were in the same car accident, like in the same car though. They got T-boned. Both of them were okay. They both had to get like C-collar and then C-spine CT scans in order to make sure their spines weren't damaged. One of them we had to do a shoulder and I forget. T-boned. Thank you.
Prepare to strike. Now.
It reminded me of the time I went to the hospital for my car crash. In like 2024, give or take. I was driving home from work, from my internship. And it was stop and go traffic, but the guy behind me thought it was go and go traffic, so he slammed into the back of me at like 60 miles an hour. It was on the freeway. Not only that, but he pushed me into the car in front of me. And so my car was totaled. I got squished between two SUVs and my little sedan. Still alive. I bounced back. But I went to the ER. And there were a couple really funny things that happened. I got a chest x-ray, a neck CT, and a knee x-ray. My knee smashed into the dashboard. And it hurt pretty good. I had a giant freaking... Whoa. I had a giant freaking bruise going all the way down my chest from the top left to the bottom right from my seatbelt. The airbag went off in my face, but all that did was bend my glasses. Didn't damage me. Look at all those months. It's like 10 years.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Airthrow. Anyway, they took 2 x-rays of my chest, which is kind of funny. Lungs typically fit in 1, but if the patient's lungs are really big, it'll take 2. But also if the tech is not very good, it'll take 2. Like if they miss it, you know. So they took 2 x-rays on my lungs. So either I've got huge lungs or they were imprecise, or both. And then they were there to do my knee as well. And the knee routine at the hospital I was taken to was AP lateral oblique. He played it safe and didn't mesh. And I tell them, I'm like, hey, I'm an X-ray tech in training. Like, let me do the positioning for you, make your job a little easier. And they were like, oh, that's so cool. And then I positioned the board for a AP and they shot it. I positioned the board for an oblique and they shot it. And then I put the board vertically between my legs, bent my knee up, and like, you know, lowered the side rail of the table. I was like, here you go. And the guy looked at me all funny, who was doing my x-rays. There were 2 of them. The guy looked at me all funny. He's like, oh yeah, I guess we can do it like that. And I'm like, bro, what? You guess? And that's really funny because I set up for a trauma knee. And the fact that he said, I guess we can, and it's like the way anyone would do a trauma knee. The way that he said, I guess we can do it like that, implies that he was going to do a regular knee x-ray on me. And not a trauma knee. Which is a good sign, I guess. It's kind of funny. But like, I was just in a bad car accident where my car was totaled, and he was going to have me roll over so I could do like a knee x-ray, like a normal outpatient knee x-ray, instead of doing a trauma knee x-ray. It's like, bro, you don't know the condition of my knee. I instinctively put myself in the trauma position. That was nice. I really thought Akuma was cooked. Empty jump TP, 100% success rate. If you ever need to win a clutch round, that's how you do it. Akuma's a lot of fun to watch in this game. I believe it. Tatsu is really annoying for Dudley. There's a lot of things about this matchup that are annoying. Teleport's annoying too, honestly. Yeah. That's how it is for Oro. The neutral versus Akuma is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but then if you touch him, you win. I guess it's just Akuma. Akuma's neutral is good, but if you touch him, you win.
Prepare to strike. Now.
I want a YouTube short of it. I've had several matches where there's like one particular thing I can land versus Akuma that's so dank, and it would make an excellent YouTube short. But I haven't had it since I started doing YouTube shorts. If Akuma does a round start, jump back air fireball, and Oro does a round start, super jump forward, Oro will perfectly land on Akuma as he lands during the landing recovery. And you could just get a jump in punish, like a full jump in punish. And if you have super, you can do a crouch fierce reset and dizzy Akuma because of his short dizzy bar. And if you get the dizzy, you kill him. So Oro has a pseudo touch of death on Akuma's jump back fireball on like round 2 or 3. And jump back round start jump back fireball is a pretty common thing Akuma players do. It's so dank.
You win. Are you ready? Go.
What's really funny is that the round start super jump forward for Oro is not even that committal, because Oro maintains the ability to double jump at any moment. Oro's double jump is one of the hardest things to explain to like someone trying to learn the character. Maybe not if poked. That's one of the only times he doesn't explode. He doesn't handle the pokes very well though.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
There's a nice overhead there, but though they didn't confirm. Stand short. I want to get some food. I want to wind down a little bit with my food. Watch some YouTube or something. I don't know. I know I'm already watching YouTube, but I got stuff I want to watch. It's not Third Strike.
Go.
And I want to get some sleep before work. And my work starts in 8 hours. Or rather, my alarm sounds in 8 hours. I think to get a comfortable amount of sleep, it would need to be at least 5 hours, maybe 6. I'm not tired right now, so 8 is just out of the question. Anyway, where I'm going with this is I probably should get up and go stretch my legs. Grab a bite to eat. Probably once this particular VOD is over. Wow. Depends on how much is left. Yeah, that seems about right. You guys have me for 23 more minutes.
Are you ready? Go.
No, I'm not. I haven't left yet. BGs. I never say BGs, but sometimes when someone says something before a match, I'll like reverse it. They'll be like, good luck, have fun. They'll be like GLHF or whatever. And I'll reply BLDHF to imply bad luck, don't have fun. Not even a single hit. I didn't think that would get much damage, but I didn't get any. Sometimes I get funny replies from that. I usually don't say anything to anyone at the start of a match unless they say something to me first. But oftentimes I'll just say whatever they said to me. So if they say like howdy, I'll reply howdy. Feels appropriate.
You win. Are you
This is kind of mean, but one thing I like doing, if someone asks, "Are you the Beth?" or "Are you the Bethael?" or whatever, I will reply with "Are you the?" and then I will type their exact username. Crouch Fierce.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Wow, Roundhouse that good? The way this Necro's playing this matchup... Oh, that was a punish. I don't know, actually, because he punished a throw. The way the Necro's playing this matchup is really funny. Wow.
Final round. Go.
He went for the red parry on the last hit. For what? Ducking super? Does that work? It was really good Necro play.
You win. All right. That's cool. Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
I don't know this matchup, but this seems like it would be horrible for Necro. Whoa. Still winnable. No longer winnable. That was a nice comeback by the Necro. Kinda. Oof, this is dire. Command grab's so scary. Oh, it's over. I think he had a juggle there, which is kind of funny to think about. He got the high connect, mid-air, air-to-air dizzy off of jump roundhouse. Should have been JP3. He probably could have jumped again and hit something else. Or like done like a rolling kick or something. Whoa! Rare angle. Necro players do not typically use his light drill or whichever one that one is. That looked like close medium kick that didn't knock over. Am I crazy? Or was that it? Timeout. Yeah, that is close medium kick and it didn't knock over. Amazing. Close medium kick has frames where it just does regular recoil instead of a knockdown. It's if it doesn't hit on its first active frame. It's pretty rare to see. Beautiful.
Fighters ready. Engage.
He got the link. He didn't commit. He's too afraid. Wow. He really waited for that command grab. He was like, Yang will challenge this. Yang's like reversal light normal into EX Rekka is actually a very good challenge versus Gene. If you pick the right moment. Wow, perfect moment. I think Necro's throw range is bigger than Yun's, which is why that worked. Yun had committed to like walk up throw there, but he hadn't thrown yet. Yun's throw range is quite small. He does have a car throw though. It's not a great one, but it just kind of brings his throw range to like normal. Nice.
Prepare to strike. Now.
If you handed me the keys to this game, I would add a counter hit and a punish notification. Those would be my first two changes.
You win. Fighters ready. Engage.
Beautiful. Not too much meter back from that ender. Maybe because it was continuous right from the activation.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Real. He got first hit Rekka twice. Didn't commit either time. EX Rekka, you think he would commit. Whoa. EX Rekka might dizzy. Yeah. Good stuff.
Final round. Engage.
Nice. Can't do anything with that activate. Oh, short. Did he want shoulder there? That ain't combo. He just got hit. Anyone's game? Oh. The random throw. That only killed because it's twin health.
Now. Are you ready? Go.
Aw, it's too slow. That worked. What he got is still great. Oh, nice parry. Good challenges, too. Ugh, I still punish. Saw wake up parry by the Necro. Ooh, this hurts a lot. Ambitious. Necro probably just dies here. Yep, now he's dead. Yan can't do a whole lot of damage, but he can do this much.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Wow. Beautiful. EX something. What was it? What did he try for? EX shoulder, EX dash punch, EX up kick. All of these sound bad in that context. It looked like he committed post freeze, but it's possible he committed pre freeze. Oh, this pressure. What am I watching? Necro has zeroed in on something this young can't deal with very well. That's a punish. Ooh, caught a backdash. Nice anti-Gane play. Very well done. What are we at? Still a ways. 10 minutes. Well, I'm moving my mouse all over the place. I have 9 unread Discord messages. What do they all want? There was some funniness to that for sure. I mean, that's something you really do in this game, you know? When you zero in that someone can't deal with something, you do it a lot. One hit. I ate that recently. Wake up super by Yang. I was like, oh, I forgot he could do that. Wow. Ugh. He wanted the special back throw KO. I think it's kind of hard to time. Yang won! The hurt boxes on Necro's attacks are so bad. All of my Discord notifications are from a single Discord server that's probably being hacked right this second. Sure enough. It's one that's been hacked before, too. I don't know why I'm still in this one. It's for, like, tournament organization. Okay. Heckin' Modiversary Wholesome Keanu Chunkus 100. Only there were a BAF soundboard for what I just read. Double DP. I wonder what Earth would be like if there were no bad actors. I'm not trying to get political here or anything. But did anyone recently see that the conservative subreddit had a mass purge? For those who don't know, that subreddit, something like 90% of the posts come from 3 posters. And then just the other day, like a few weeks ago, I guess there was some kind of reveal that all 3 of the posters, or like 2 of the 3 posters, are Russian Russian operated.
Engage.
And they had a mass purge of like bots from the subscribers, and something like there were like hundreds of thousands. They lost hundreds of thousands of subscribers in the stretch of a few hours.
Fighters ready. Engage.
And it got me kind of thinking about what parts of my life, not that our conservative is a part of my life, but it got me thinking about what parts of my life are like, you know, extremely inorganic, I guess. I'm trying to think of the way to phrase it. What are the psyops I don't know about?
You win. Now. Are you ready?
There was something else a little like that. It was the Cracker Barrel one. Did you guys see that? Cracker Barrel changed their logo. It turns out that almost all of the controversy tied to that was like botted. It turns out that no one actually gave a shit. On the right or the left, no one gave a shit about the Cracker Barrel logo. But it was reported that it was controversial, and it turns out that all of the controversy was just fake. I have no strong opinion on the old Cracker Barrel logo, but I can't even tell what it's supposed to be. It's just a guy with a barrel. Is it problematic? I have no clue. The new one is weak. Barrel cracker. Alright, now it makes sense.
Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
It's kind of a nothing logo. Tropicana got rid of its logo. Or not its logo, but its like motif of like the orange with the straw sticking out of it. I think there was something related to that recently. And I remember being a bit stunned because that's probably one of the best logos any company has. It's so like simple and straightforward. Communicates so much with so little. Yeah, you drink our orange juice, it'll be like drinking straight from an orange. That's it. But they're going for the, you know, the simplistic approach now instead. Or something. I don't even know if they actually discontinued it.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Oh, what a chase. Double DP kills? Yep.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
It does feel like the entire internet is a lot worse than it was when it was newer. It feels like we've kind of slowly been ruining it. Failed car DP. There are things on it that are a lot better. I remember old YouTube. Current YouTube is pretty great. YouTube has a lot of like just quality of life features over the years that are just super nice. Like how you can go back to a video and it remembers where you were, stuff like that. But like we're just all on the same 6 websites now, and that's terrible.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
the internet has kind of collected into the same 6 spots, and then the spots have just slowly been getting shittier. Yeah, that's nice too.
Engage.
Nice.
All right, that's cool. Final round. Go for it.
I remember years ago someone voted with my mother's name, and she got like messaged about it because they thought it was they like flagged it as being suspicious, particularly because she was a I think at the time she was a green card holder. She wasn't a citizen yet. Someone just found her name in a phone book or something. Who fucking knows? What's funny is they had to, have to like sign, and they signed, but like the signature was nothing even remotely similar to my mom's signature. The guy just, just put what he thought a signature might be. The thing about it that was particularly funny was that he had like the name and address and stuff like that, but he put male. I think he thought my mom's name was a male name. Can't stand medium punch, hard punch. That's it's just kind of generally, it's good for punishes and stuff. It's also just good for confirming you can do it meaty and all that. The damage is quite high. After like a jump in or something maybe. It's kind of generally just a decent option when you're close. Don't get parried though. There's not a ton of mix-up tied to it. Generally, it'll only actually hit someone if they're like low parrying on wake up or something like that. Yeah, it is really short. Wake up is a fine time to use it, albeit somewhat risky depending on the matchup. If they high parry, you could maybe get owned, but you can actually do the same medium punch and buffer like a DP maybe. I think that's a thing. You can like watch for the parry and DP if they parry. I think you don't actually buffer the DP motion, but you just watch for it. And then you can DP if they parry you. And it hits before they can do something. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I gotta go get some food and get some Zeds before my shift starts.